You're listening to The Money Hour with your host, Tina Mitchell, and co-host, Keelan Harvey on Alternative Talk AM 1150. Now, back to the show with local mortgage experts, Tina Mitchell and Keelan Harvey.
And you're listening to The Money Hour at 1150 AM KKNW, the Friday, August 14th virtual show. Because of COVID-19, our show is temporarily moved virtually. You can listen to us on podcast or catch us on air on Saturday at 3 p.m. with a rebroadcast on Sunday at 8 a.m. I'm your host, Tina Mitchell. Normally, Keelan would be chiming in here, but as I mentioned as we started our show today, he's on a road trip with his beautiful family. It is a great day to talk about money, and that's what the show is all about: how to make money, save money, so you can have a better quality of life for you and your family. If you're hearing our show at a different time or day, you are listening to a rebroadcast. We're here to answer any questions or connect you with the guests that we have on the show. Please call the show at 1-855-400-1150, or you can go online to themoneyhour.com. And in studio right now, David Schwartz of Orion Entertainment, adapting entertainment to the world virtual event right here on 1150 AM KKNW. David, welcome to the show. I'm so excited to have you on today.
Hi, Tina. Thank you for having me on the show.
Yes, and apologies for messing up the pronunciation of your company our first time around there.
That is all right.
Thanks, David. So a little bit about David. He started his DJ company when he was a freshman at the University of Washington. He got to start performing at house parties in the Greek system and eventually transitioned into playing at nightclubs, bars, and private events. 6 years later, Dave had performed at hundreds of events across the Pacific Northwest and beyond. Now, our premier destination wedding and events DJ, his love for music and travel has propelled him from Hawaii to Boston. Dave loves to blend unexpected genres and decades together. In 2019, he received recognition from Honey Books and the Rising Tide as one of their 20 on the rise from 2019 in the events professional category. In 2020, he was nominated for DJ of the Year and placed 6th overall in the competition. How exciting, David. And it just shows, again, we only bring in the best of the best in studio. And congratulations on all the success that you have been having.
Well, thank you.
So, David, let's go ahead. And normally Keelan would jump right in and ask the first question, but my co-host is not here. So I guess I'll jump right in and do it. We're talking today about adapting entertainment to the world of virtual events. So what changes have you made to your business as a result of COVID-19?
Well, there's obviously a lot of changes considering that, specifically what we do, play music for people and encourage them to get as close together and jump around and do all sorts of crazy things cannot exactly be done in the same way that it was pre-pandemic. So pretty early on, we knew that we were going to have to make a shift into going from in-person events to virtual. I think we were one of the first industries really to be affected by the pandemic, and we will be the last to return from it. So I think the entire events industry is in it for the long haul. And so, we decided to take our ability to produce high quality events and take that to the online space. So we did virtual proms at the end of the school year. We partnered up with some big names in the event industry and really put on, more than just a DJ live stream. We incorporated virtual photo booths, and we partnered up with Tagboard to be able to offer a social component to the virtual event as well. And they look really clean and they're visually stimulating as well. There's lighting production that goes on along with the music and all that good stuff. So it's really the complete package, but it can kind of be built on if you just want a DJ or if you just want the photo booth. We can really custom tailor it to whatever companies or families are envisioning for their virtual event landscape.
Yeah, and it's just so interesting to see business owners like yourself that are in an industry that are being impacted at such a high level just so quickly. adapt to change in a big way. And, if you can look at the glass half full in this, when this is over and people are going back and taking a look at, their special events that they have that are different than anyone else's events, they can go back and watch watch how it all unfolded through Zoom or a video process. So yeah, very, very exciting that you're in a position that you can still help people enjoy their special day. So David, what is the most important thing to consider when hiring a professional DJ?
I think the most important thing to connect or to consider is fit. So whether or not you really gel with the person. I recommend that you at least talk to your DJ on the phone. You meet with them over Zoom or back in the day in person. Really get a sense of not only what is their experience involving music, what's their philosophy, what's their background, because there's so many different kinds of DJs and that word has so many different meanings. So just getting a chance to really speak with them and ask those questions, I think is really important. A lot of the times, like music and mixing aside, we're the host of your event as well. So, we want people to be comfortable with us. We want them, we just want everything to be a good fit so that my personality is going to fit with my client's personality, and that I will be able to represent them professionally and also with that touch of personal involved as well.
Yeah, great advice. I'd imagine you probably connect with everybody really well, David, and you're just perfect for your line of work, and imagine a great host at that you are. So David, what kinds of events are you doing? You've talked a little bit about those in your platform, and what are some of the favorite events that you do, especially in these new times right now?
Yeah, so right now it is all virtual. I did one wedding this entire wedding season. It was just this past weekend, but with the latest order from the governor, receptions have been banned until phase 4. So basically, all in-person weddings are strictly restricted to ceremonies, and there's no party to follow anymore. So we're really not doing anything in person at the moment, but we do weddings, bar and bat mitzvahs, corporate events, nightclubs, but also we live stream events as well. So if you just want a musical component added to any virtual event, there's probably a way for us to be able to incorporate it. We play any and all kind of music. We don't restrict ourselves to playing just certain genres or anything like that. We really let our clients tell us what kind of music they want to hear, and then we do the music research if we're not as comfortable with that genre as say another, and we do the prep work to so that nobody knows that maybe we weren't as experienced with that particular type of music prior, but we will do the work on the back end to get everything that we need to make a successful event.
And so what is your favorite right now out of what you've listed and shared with us?
Yeah, I think my favorite virtual event that we've done so far was a virtual prom. That was a blast. I mean, it was different to interact with the camera as opposed to a group of people, but still being able to see how they were enjoying the event through our photo booth and posting the pictures and also engaging in the chat. You could really feel the energy, even though there was not a physical party happening except in everybody's different living rooms around the state. So that was really cool, because it still gave us that same feeling of connection and excitement that we would get from doing a prom in person, but we were able to pull that off online, and it was cool. I think the hard part about doing virtual events is getting people excited and getting people interested in them at all. I think that's been the most difficult thing. But what we have seen and what we know for a fact is that the people who show up to virtual events, and specifically our virtual events, they all have fun. So the hard part is getting people excited. It's hard to get them to show up, but everyone who comes has a great time. So that's really what we try to express when people are planning virtual events and they're not sure of what to do is, do things and take measures to get people excited about those events, to get them to show up, and then encourage them to have set up on their side of the virtual event, because obviously there's two sides to every virtual event, whoever's putting it on and the person listening to it. So, if you're listening to a virtual event on your cell phone and you just have it on your cell phone speaker, you're not going to have a very good experience. But if you take our live stream and you HDMI that to your big screen TV and hook us up through your awesome sound system, you're going to have an incredible experience. So it's hard because there is that individual involvement and people are going to have different experiences on whatever platform they're listening to it on. But we really encourage people to get excited, show up, and then make the event as awesome as possible that they have control over on their side of the equation.
Absolutely. And, you don't want to miss out on these special events. For couples that are getting married, a lot of them are just delaying and waiting to see what happens. But, your prom and graduation, all these things that, this is it. So make the best out of it. And something different is new can be fun. So what a great thing, again, David, that you're able to be a part of that and help bring that event together and alive. So I hear you recently entered a few DJ competitions. So how do those work?
Yeah, so every competition is a little bit different, and I'm kind of grateful to COVID for opening up that side of this industry and this art form for me. I never entered a competition before the last couple ones I did, and that was really gratifying and a really awesome experience to be compared to my fellow DJs and the people within my community, not only in Washington State, but across the country and internationally as well. So DJ of the Year was a competition put on by Jordan Zwicker, who is a DJ based in Vancouver, Canada. And we'd connected through some conferences that we've been to, but he had seen my live streams and the virtual events that we were putting on. So he nominated me for the DJ of the Year competition. And while unfortunately we did not make it through to the finals, we did place 6th overall. And it was just a really cool experience for me, and to be able to showcase a different side of what we do, not the wedding side and not the private event side, but really the creative process. And that was just really cool to be recognized that way. And then I also entered a local competition as well, and I placed 3rd in Seattle. So that was really cool as well.
Well, it sounds like you're doing some really big things, David. That's very, very exciting. So, David, we have 1 minute left in our show, and I would love you to give you an opportunity to just share some final thoughts or whatever you'd like to share with our listeners as we wrap up our time together.
Yeah, I just want everyone to know that while the events community is definitely going through a rough time right now, we will be here on the other side of it, and we are looking forward to that day. If you or someone is needing a DJ in 2021, 2022, be looking deep down the road, because a lot of what happened in 2020 has already been pushed to 2021. So get a head start on planning, and if you need a DJ, go to orion-ent.com and check us out.
Great, David. Thank you so much for being on the show. It's a pleasure having a conversation with you and sharing your passion and gifts that you have in bringing events together, even in these challenging times. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
And coming up next on the Money Hour, creative medicine to live your best life. Celeste Hoovener of Celeste Hoovener LAC, right here on 1150 AM KKNW.